From chemistry to advanced math, the famous quadratic formula, neutrons, cellular structure, natural selection, ecosystems, linear motion, gravity, thermodynamics. These are topics taught at school that most of the time will not accompany you until the end of your life. But money lessons, they are not taught the way it should be, and guess what? Money will be with you until the end of your life. So it's time to make up lost ground and go after these 5 lessons that I've separated today in this video. So grab a pen and a paper and come with me. Number 1, taxes. Now, if you think that most of your money in your life will go to food or rent or your mortgage, you're actually wrong, okay? It's taxes. On average, most of the countries have a federal tax system that is progressive. What that means is that if you make more money, you're gonna pay more taxes. So it's crucial that you understand how your taxes in your country are calculated so that you can legally pay less taxes. For example, here where I live in Portugal, we have something called IRS Jovem, which is a program made by the government where you can actually pay less taxes if you are from 18 to 25, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know, for example, if in your country your government has something like this? Comment down below so that other people from your country can also get to know this. So, taxes, they are unnecessary, they are a very present part of our lives, but most people they're not taught that at school and how to deal with taxes, and this can lead to costly mistakes like not knowing how to properly file a tax return, or, like I said previously, not taking full advantage of your tax deductions, for example. So, do a little research, understand how your taxes in your country are calculated, how to file a tax return, and what you can do to legally pay less taxes. That can actually help you to manage your finances more effectively, okay? So, this was number 1. Let's go now to number 2, which is credit. Now, this is a polemic one. Credit is nothing more than a loan, okay? So when you're borrowing money from someone, usually a bank, you're asking for a credit. Credit cards, for example, when you pay with your credit card, you're not paying. You're not actually paying for that item. The bank is, they are lending you the money, and then you're gonna pay them back with interest. There's a card right here, I don't know, where it will lead up to a video that I talked about interest, so you can go watch. But basically, interest is the cost of money, because when you're borrowing money from the bank, they have to make something. Like, they're not good. They're not just gonna give you the money because just because. In credit cards, they are designed to make debt, okay? So the banks, they want you to think that the credit card is an extension of your salary. For example, if you make 1,000 euros and you have a credit card limit of 500 euros or 1,500 euros, psychologically, what you will think is that you have 2,500 euros. And that's when people fall into the credit card trap, which is buying things when you don't have the money. Because if you don't have the money to buy something, guess what? You're not gonna buy it. Okay? What happens is people think that the credit card is used for that purpose, for buying things when you don't have the money. But that's not it. Credit cards, they are supposed to be used when you do have the money, but you want to take advantage of the credit card, like the benefits that it comes from, that it comes with. So, credit cards, repeat after me, they are supposed to be used when you do have the money, but you want to take advantage of what your credit card offers so that you can use it effectively and wisely. Many schools do not provide a comprehensive understanding of how to deal with credit cards, and not only credit cards, okay? I'm focusing on credit cards credit cards here, but credits in general. And these can lead to actually serious financial problems, paying high interest, denied loan applications, for example. Because imagine like you're asking for a loan and they want to make sure that you have the money to pay, and they're going to check your credit score. And okay, you're not a person who has good financial habits, so your loan will actually get denied. And even bankrupt, I don't know how to say that word, really? Bankruptcy, right? So please know how to manage your credit card and how to actually use it to take advantages now. So please know how to use your credit card wisely, how to pay your bills on time, how to take good advantage of what it offers, keep your credit utilization low, and something like that. Number three, budgeting and saving. So, budgeting is nothing more than creating a plan of how you're going to allocate your money. So, you earn X per month and you want to know what part of that money goes to what. Because you can make actually 3 million euros per month, $3 million per month, or whatever. But if you spend those 3 millions, at the end of the month, you will have a zero balance. So at the end of the month, you will not have any money, even though you make 3 million euros monthly. And this can lead you to not achieving your financial independence. But Maria, this is so logical. Like, everyone knows what budgeting is. So logical is different than obvious. Mathematic formulas, they're very logical, like they have a logic behind it, a science, but you cannot look at it and say that this is obvious. You can get there just with obviousness. So there are things that yes, they're logical, but they need to be said, okay? What I mean is that if you have money and you don't have financial literacy, you can be a millionaire, but you can be broke at the same time. Like, okay, that is possible. At the same time, you can earn an average income and still be able to change your life through investments, for example. But back to budgeting, it includes deciding how much you're going to spend in each category every month or every week or every day. It depends on what budgeting method you're using. So, a few categories that you can look at are housing, transportation, food, entertainment, and savings. Unfortunately, the truth is that many schools they do not teach this, so people actually leave school not knowing how to deal with money and how to budget and how to save. And I include myself in this category, okay, because I didn't actually know what to do with my money. I was very careless with my money. As soon as I got any money, I just wanted to spend it. I just wanted to buy something. So learning how to create and stick to a budget can help you not overspend and save money to reach your financial freedom. What most people don't say is that budgeting actually has more to do with your emotional intelligence than with your financial knowledge. So you need to understand how to control yourself, know when the right time is to buy the right thing, to invest in the right product, etc. So, budgeting and saving has actually more to do with your emotional intelligence than actually knowing how to deal with money and how to count money and etc. It has a lot to do with this controlling your mind, okay? This is gonna sound like a lot of those, you need to have a mindset, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, there's I have to get into this talk. So, before buying something, you can actually ask these three things. Do I need this? Do I have something already in my house or whatever that I can use to replace it? If I don't need this, will I actually use it? Like, often use it? There are many ways to creating budget and actually sticking to it. I'm actually reading a book right now which is called The Broke Millennial, in page 178. And it's a great book by Erin Laurie. And I'm gonna leave it here in the description if you want to buy it, because this book actually has a chapter where she talks about many budgeting like ways of making budgets, and it's actually very interesting. I think that this book is amazing. So, number four, negotiation and job interviews. Negotiation skills. I cannot emphasize enough how these are so important. There is so many content on YouTube about how to negotiate a higher salary, what to say during a job interview. I'm a software engineer, for those who don't know. And in the past year, I was looking for a job in my area, and I started to binge watch this sort of videos. I was not happy with my payroll, and I started to apply for new jobs. I wanted to make X amount per month, and I wanted a job that paid me that X amount per month. So after watching all those videos, I attended several interviews. I failed at a lot of them. But then I received a job offer from a company that I really wanted to get into with the exactly salary that I wanted. And I can say I am 100% sure that those videos they helped me a lot with it. Unfortunately, few schools actually teach these kind of things, and they kind of leave the students at a disadvantage of not knowing your worth and how to actually negotiate for a higher salary. So if you're looking for a job, please promise me that you're going to start um, to watch and read this kind of content, because there is nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be ashamed of in terms of I don't want to ask for a higher salary, or I know that I'm not worth that much. Like, oops, don't think like that, okay? So number five is having an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a money that you have set aside in a specifically bank account that you will not touch unless an emergency comes up. Let's say your car needs a repair, or your tooth breaks, like I don't know, like something that you weren't expecting. The purpose of the emergency fund is to have a money set aside for these kind of events, and they do happen, okay? Things like that, especially if you have like cars, they are very costly. um, these kind of things they will surely happen. So no, you are not going to get the latest iPhone with this money, okay? And nor are you going to buy that sneakers that cost like 200 euros. You're not going to do that with this money. This money will stay in a bank account that you can easily access, but only and only for unexpected expenses. So how much money do I need to have in this bank account? Well, specialists say that you should have at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses set aside. So for example, you're for a month, you're going to like track your expenses and see how much you spent with only basic stuff. Okay, so you're not going to put your eat outs or anything like that in account. You're going to write down your basic expenses. How much do they cost? Let's say that to live you need 3,000 euros per month. You're going to have to set aside 9,000 euros in the bank account. If you want to save for 6 months, then you actually have to have 18,000 in a bank account. I know that's a lot of money, but if that's what specialists say, okay, but I believe that if you have 1 month, you're already in a very good way, okay, in a very good path. Like I said, this money needs to be kept in a separate account that you can easily access. And we're not worried about interest here, okay? Basically, if that money doesn't make more money, that's not the point. That's not the point of the emergency fund. That's not a problem because that's not the point, okay? So you can actually put in a savings account. It's not gonna earn a lot of interest on top of that, but that, like I said, this is not the point of the emergency fund. It's to have that money ready for whenever you need it. And a bonus, number six, is investing. All of the previous subjects that I talked so far in this video, they are very important, okay? And if you already do all five of them, you are in a perfect, good financial shape. But investing, at least to me, is the most magical one because it's where the magic happens. It's where your money makes more money. So, investing is nothing more than using your money. It's the process of using your money to purchase assets that you believe will increase value over time. Basically, you're lending money and you hope that that money comes back for you with interest. Now, there is a variety of investments like real estate, stocks, bonds, etc. The list goes on, but I believe that it's a very important topic that should also be taught at school. And investing is actually a very good way of also growing your money because with inflation, your money will decrease its value over time. So you're actually losing your hard earned pay. You can actually go after what types of investments there are, how to invest for beginners, and things like that. So, thank you for staying until the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. Give it a thumbs up, okay? Subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next one.